Hey folks, Uncle Kender here. Here's the thing, check it out. Okay, last video I made something. I said something about families getting the big cars, the big SUV, and they're saying, oh, families and they've got to haul all their stuff and soccer practice and all this other things. Well, see, here's the thing. The reason that families are buying big SUVs is because the American family's getting bigger. I don't mean all of a sudden, hey, check it out, we're having more children, which would actually be a good thing, okay? We're getting outbred by our enemies. This is not good. If you have any questions, go check out Gary Amanoff's blog, Bear to the Right, and sniff around there until you find his video on the population problem here, is basically. All right, here's why these families are getting bigger cars. Because dad's out working, like he should be. Mom's out working. Why? Not because she should be. I know in a lot of cases, they say, well, mom has to work. Here's the funny thing about that. In pretty much all the families I know where mom has to work, it's usually due to the fact that mom and dad both have lower paying jobs. Why is this? They either don't have the ambition or the intelligence to make themselves worth more to an employer. Okay? They don't have the drive or the smarts to learn new skills and move up the ladder and become a more valuable employee. I'm about to explain a very simple concept to you. All right? Let's say I'm hiring ditch diggers. Okay? Now, there's a lot of people out there that can dig a ditch, right? Pretty much damn near everybody. So guess what? I've got a huge labor pool to choose from. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go, well, I've got 1,000 people applying for this job. I guess I could pay $2 an hour. In reality, we got to pay minimum wage unless I'm hiring illegals, which I wouldn't do, but I see the draw of being able to do it when everybody else is doing it, and it's the only way you're going to stay in business. But I digress. Now let's say, okay, I've got my ditches dug. Now guess what? I need to hire people to put down a pad of cement. Guess what? That 1,000 people labor pool just shrunk way down. It's a lot less now. So guess what? I can't pay those guys $2 an hour. No, they're going to cost more. Now, after I get that done, I want the piping in, and the guys that know how to do the copper piping, that's a smaller field. And see, as it goes, when you are more highly skilled, there are less of you out there, so you get to charge more for your services. It's a very simple concept. I don't know why you people don't get it. You guys that come out of college with some big fat degree thinking, I'm going to start making $100,000 a year and I'll be vice president within 3 years. Dude, no, because there's a whole mess of other people with the same damn degree. Okay? You've got to compete for it. And you people that think, well, I can't make a living flipping burgers. I got an idea. Quit flipping burgers for a living. Maybe learn something that's more valuable than going, they're done. Back to the point, why families are buying the big SUVs. Because you got the families that have the 2 working parents. I've seen some where mom worked because she wanted to, but those are rare. Because mom said, my kids are growing up, and I've got a job where I can make my own hours. Those are rare. Then there's the, oh my God, we've got to keep up with the Joneses effect, where dad's working and mom's working because we got to have the big plasma screen and the kids got to have the new game system and all the new clothes and blah, 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 and this and that, and now we need a big car. Why do we need a big car? Because mom and dad are working. Why are mom and dad working? Because you keep up with the Joneses. Not because, hey, honey, we can't afford to make it. When you can't afford to make it, mom and dad are both out there scraping along because, frankly, and you're going to hate the honesty here, you're just not worth that much as an employee. It's not our fault. It's your fault. Fix it. Learn a new skill. Learn a new trade. Get some education. For God's sakes, do something. besides whining? Anyway, back to the big cars. I keep digressing. I know. This car keeps going off the track. Anyway, here's why they got the big cars. You got mom and you got dad out there. They're out working, right? And they're working hard, trying to get everything good for the kids. And the kids come home. Mom and dad come home at the end of the day. And the kids got to be fed because they went and picked the kids up from daycare or after school, wherever they're at. And they go, we got to go home and cook. Oh, I'm so tired. Honey, can you cook tonight? No, I'm so tired. I got this, I got that. Da-da-da. And the kids start, can we go to McDonald's? Can we go to Burger King? Can we go here? Can we go there? No, I'm going to take you home and feed you a decent meal. Part of a parent's job. Teach your children how to eat healthy. It's a simple concept. But instead, the bratty little kids who don't get disciplined because discipline is bad. Let's just use our inside voice, boys and girls, because yelling at someone is not good, even though they're sitting there completely friggin' ignoring you and taking your authority as a parent figure and tossing it out the window because they know, guess what? The worst that's going to happen is mom's going to yell at me. No. See, kids need discipline. Kids crave discipline. All right, when I was growing up, I knew where this line was. There was a line right here. And I knew if I went past that line and I got caught, that's the secret, kids. I went past that line and I got caught. Guess what happens? I'm in trouble. And I learned at a young age, if I get caught for doing something I know I'm not supposed to, I will suffer the consequences. Now, I'm smarter than your average bear, so I just learned not to get caught. But don't do that. Just listen to your parents, kids. Hey, take a tip from Uncle Kender. I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so mom and dad got the bratty kids. They're heading home. Got to feed the kids some dinner. And the kids are screaming, can we go to McDonald's? 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 You know how the kids are. Finally, mom, okay, fine, just shut up. Take you to McDonald's. What do you want? I'm Big Mac meal. I want this. I want that. Da-da-da. You take your kids home with your 50 billion calories of food, and then you go do what you're going to do. Oh, I got to do laundry. I got to clean up the breakfast dishes, if you even got those. I got to do this. Oh, this and that. And what do the kids do? They get on the computer. They get on the video game system. They get on the TV. After they've been doing that kind of stuff most of the day. And what happens? They get fat. And that is why Americans are having to buy bigger and bigger cars. This is why we're having a giant SUV. Ford and Chevy and all those guys, they were brilliant. A few years ago, you look it up. A few years ago, the study started coming out going, oh my God, Americans are getting fatter. They're getting bigger. We've got an obesity epidemic in this country. Ford and Chevy and all them, what'd they say? They said, hey man, people are getting fat. We need bigger automobiles. You got the Expedition, you got the Escalade, you got the Tahoe, all those giant friggin', SUVs that are basically like an aircraft carrier on wheels without the capability to launch a death strike of F-18s. But still, that's what happened. Americans are getting fatter. And because we're getting fatter, we need bigger cars. It's not because they go, oh, I got to take all this gear to the place. Yeah, I know I'm going to get some comments probably saying, oh, yeah, it is. I need this to take all my kids to here, and here. And you know what? If you're using your SUV to haul your children to constant friggin' sports things, the never-ending soccer practice, which kills me. God, I hope my son doesn't want soccer. That's good, because you know what? The little buggers are out there running back and forth and burning off all those McDonald's. If that's the case, you know what? You deserve it. Rock on to McDonald's on your way home, because your kids aren't those fat little roly-polies that are sitting in front of the computer all day. But it's your job as a parent, teach your children decent eating habits. And if you don't do that, you're dooming them to a lifetime of obesity, getting teased, diabetes, heart and blood pressure problems, and the list goes on and on and on. Get off your ass, people. Get to walking. Do something. Swim. Go to the park. Play. For God's sakes, do anything. But cave into the kids and go to McDonald's, because you know what? Ford, Chevy, all the rest of them, they won't be making big cars anymore. Not with King Jug Ears in the house. Oh, no. Pretty soon we're all going to have our own personal car, because the size Americans are getting living at McDonald's, and the size cars are getting under this Marxist socialist insanity we're living under, well, pretty soon you're only going to be able to fit one American per car. But at least we'll keep our averages up, huh? This is Uncle Kender. Pass it along.